All cushions. Let's get rid of them. When I got this little piece of remnant for only €6, I wanted to make myself a skirt, a little mini skirt. But it's not big enough for that. Then I thought of a handbag, but I really like it for cushions. And being that our cushions at home are a bit old already, let's make them a cover. And I have, because this is only small, I can only use it for the front, and then for the back I'm going to use this sort of, it's not velvet, but it's something similar. And I think with the yellow goes really well, and I'm going to add a ribbon in between, and of course an invisible zip. And one thing is that I try to do, well, I've done this before, but not with the zip. I left it without any on the zip side, so today is the day. So let's make cushions with ribbon and zip. What am I saying ribbon for? Piping. Let's make cushions with pipings and zip. And today I'm going to be using this presser foot for thin piping that allows you to get really close to your seam. But if you don't have one of these, don't worry, because there's a solution. Don't use your normal presser foot, use the zip one, because it allows you to get close and to sew it right on the edge. The fabric is so lovely, what you want to do is play with it. But let's work. The cushions are very old and I've washed them loads. They even had buttons or something sewn in between, but they don't anymore. They're going to change shape because the fabric I have is a bit more square. I don't have enough to make it a rectangular shape like they are now. And so that's that. I'm going to make them a bit more square, and then of course let's just cut it. Let's just use what we have. I always say that I like to make the most out of stuff, so if I have something, I don't change decoration usually, not because I don't like decor, I like decorating, but well, I don't have the money either to start changing stuff around. But once I like something, I don't change it. So this fabric I love. And I like mustard as well. I love mustard color, so I think it's the perfect pair. I only have this little bit left that maybe I can use for a keyring or something like that, so I'm going to keep it, of course. And now this is just easy. You just make a sandwich with all of them and sew them together. You have your house's fabric, the piping, then you add the other layer of fabric, and in between you add the zip as well. But even though I'm a fan of sewing only with pins, because you just go to the machine and sew them together and that's it, when I have too many layers, I prefer either basting or going layer by layer. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to sew the piping to the house's fabric and then go on. I'm going to be using this piping presser foot that allows you to get really close to the edge while the piping remains in the little canal. And of course, anything we want to stick out to the outside, we have to sew it on the inside first. So we're going to sew it towards the inside of our fabric first. And I have my machine threaded in black with a thicker needle or thicker fabrics. The piping is a whole strip of fabric or ribbon, so when you get to a corner it's a bit difficult to manage. To avoid so, you can cut the excess fabric so it folds better. And once all my piping is sewn together, I'm going to start with the zip, and I'm going to do it with the cushion open without sewing anything yet, just placing it on top and opening to the sides, the same as the piping. When you want something to go to the edge, you have to sew it to the inside, so the seam is outside. And of course you can use pins or even baste it if you feel more secure while doing it. And of course, when sewing the invisible zip, you're going to use the invisible zipper foot. In my case, I prefer the plastic one. And now, after trying that the zip works, what we have to do is to sew the rest of the cushion all together using the piping foot again. I didn't think the mustard fabric was going to give me problems, but it did. It's a bit elastic, so while sewing it is stretched, and so I had to just cut the excess fabric, and it is how it is. It's okay, don't worry. And with this we are done. So this is it. I love how it looks. I love the mustard combined with all the pattern, and of course the piping. I really like piping. And I'm quite happy and quite pleased that I use another presser foot. So it's always good to have them, isn't it? But if you don't have them, remember the little tip. So let me know down in the comments what you thought. If you like this kind of content, and consider subscribing if you're new around here, because I upload twice a week and that way you don't miss anything. And I'll leave you a link of all the cushions I've made so you can have a look. Bye!